Greetings, children of the night, and welcome to a video that is going to be kind of an odd one for me. It's going to be a little bit all over the place. It's going to include footage that is stuff that I should have put in other Michael's showing what's in the store videos. But I thought it would be long, and those videos were getting long, and I thought that I would have enough footage to do a whole nother video, and I was wrong. It was, like, pathetically short. It was, like, the 5-minute video, which I thought was odd. And so in this video, I'm going to be showing a few things from kind of, like, the craft area of Michael's for, like, the Halloween stuff. What am I talking about? We're not going to be seeing the craft stuff. We're going to be seeing the candle section. I think I showed the craft stuff in a different video when I was watching to see what I hadn't shown already to make sure that this video, the stuff I'd be showing at Michael's, I hadn't actually put in another video. And I think the stuff I had put in another video was like the sort of scrapbooking craft, like little like stickers and various like different types of decorative paper and things like that. I think that got put in another video. In this video though, we're going to actually be seeing the candle section and some sort of like animatronic-esque type things, although I don't like do a thorough tour of those. I just kind of show the general things that they have to offer. So anyway, hope you weren't disappointed that we're not going to be seeing any of like the craft scrapbooky sort of area stuff. Michael's videos. I think it was like the last time I went to Michael's when they've had full Halloween stuff out. We're going to be seeing some of the Halloween stuff there, but then it's going to go into more like what I've been doing to like get ready for Halloween, or kind of preparing like for Halloween, or in like the fall spirit type of stuff, which I haven't like gone to any interesting places necessarily, so it's not going to be like some videos where it's like the person like going to the pumpkin patch or something. I'm going to be kind of doing almost a little bit of like a vlogtober type of thing, which is the first type of thing at all like this I've done. Sorry, if I'm squinting the light, there's like a light shining right in my eyes, which is not a great idea on my part. I needed like more light in here. It's like coming in like right in my eye. But yeah, if I were Nosferatu right now, I'd be like melting down into the soot on the floor with the blinding sunlight. It's not actually the sun, but the blinding sunlight coming in at me here. So, yeah, this is going to be kind of... I don't think it's technically Vlogtober, because I think that you're supposed to make one video of, like, everything you did every day of that week for every week of October, but... And I'm not even sure if it's technically a vlog, but it's kind of a vlog-esque style thing. The most vlog-like thing I've ever done. So, yeah, hopefully this is interesting to watch. It is some various little things that, like I said, hopefully you'll find interesting. So let's get into that and see what the stuff was that I did. I almost missed these wreaths in this great, perfect Creepmas Gothic Christmas garland up here. That would be so great for, like I said, a Gothic Christmas.
Presence of spirit. Abandon hope for all who enter this hallowed ground. You have been warned.
So here is the front window, that's the little window by the door. Got the tombstone and the snake candle holder with the skull on it. And unfortunately, I don't think you can really see it because of the reflection. But there is a window cling that's like the shadow of a person that was, and a hand that was made so that you could like put it on the mirror in the bathroom and have like a spooky person like coming out of the mirror. Then here is the front windows. And we've got the bones sitting up there. And then the candles are on, although they're really faint. You can't really see them in the day. One flaw, we have the Spirit Halloween tombstone, the dollar store tombstones. One flaw in my design was I was thinking of having this I think they're called lenticular, portrait of this guy that, like, turns into the wolf man at a different angle. But I thought that it would light up, which it does, but it's on a motion sensor. And the motion sensor, these say "I'll be back" and "Wicked." I got them because they have bats, and I love bats. These are from Dollar Tree. The painting picture thing, motion sensor, is so sensitive that you have to literally be right behind it, like touching it, for it to go off. I thought that it would just light up and make noise when you flip the switch, so I might end up putting something different right there because you just can't really see it at all. I was hoping that it would light up so then, like, at night on Halloween you could see it lit up. So I'll probably try to find something else to put there. Here is the person shadow ghost window cling. You can see it from the inside looking out, but it's harder to see since it's dark looking in, or the house is dark. This is a fun little surprise at the grocery store, this little Katrina here. So here is what we ended up with for trick-or-treaters. We got the Musketeers because there's no, like, caramel or anything in that in case someone, like, has braces or something. But we got these, which these were one of my favorites growing up. I would always, like, trick-or-treating, or if there was some, like, activity for kids that I was taking part in where, like, you might end up getting a candy as a treat. Around, like, Halloween, autumn, they would, a lot of times, it would be one of these, and I just really, these are, like, kind of nostalgic for me, but I've always loved these. It's like the tart green apple lollipop, and then it's covered in, like, a hard, chewy caramel that you can kind of, like, lick off or chew off or whatever. But then we saw this other interesting thing that they had, which was the first time I've ever seen this. So it's the green apple lollipops, but then there also is yellow and red apple as well. So that's assorted flavors with chewy caramel, green apple, golden delicious, red Macintosh. So they're like different varieties of apples, which I think we're just going to be opening these on Halloween to not, like, be at all tempting of, like, ending up eating more than, like, we should be for, like, handing them out. But I'm planning on trying one of each and seeing, like, because I'm really interested in what are these other versions of the caramel apple lollipop, because I've never seen that before any other year. So I'm assuming they'll probably be a little less tart than the green apple, but I don't know exactly what to expect. Maybe kind of like the Golden Delicious might end up kind of being like the apple cider Sour Patch Kid apple sour gummy. Like, that's kind of what I'm imagining, kind of that warmer type of cider-like flavor. Maybe the red one would be more like the classic, just sort of apple flavor, not the sour green apple flavor, but just kind of apple flavor. Like, that's sort of what I'm imagining, but I don't know, so that'll be really fun to try out. Alright, it is, hopefully this isn't too echoey of a spot to hear the audio, but at the grocery store last night, I found this. I think it's October 28th, and my grandfather used to cook Spam, so hopefully I'm kind of going to be able to remember how he did it, but I love maple flavor in meat. Like, There was a Wendy's breakfast sandwich that was like bacon and like a mapley sauce and something else. I can't remember what it was called, but that was really good. So I'm hoping that this will have that good sort of, because Spam to me kind of has a slight bacon-like taste, so hopefully it will kind of have that mapley bacon type of taste. So I'm excited to try this. Hopefully it will work out well and I'm not going to end up with grease all over the whole kitchen. Now, I remember that I preferred it cut very thin because then it gets a little bit more crisp. I'm not cut. Look at that, it's like a cheese wedge. I'm not cutting this well. Because I remember the thicker pieces ended up having a slight, I don't want to say gelatinous sort of quality, but it didn't get as like crispy on like the edges as when my grandfather would cut the pieces thinner. I guess not quite as mapley as I was kind of expecting, but it's still good. Still has that mapley type of flavor. Hopefully this was an autumny enough thing to show. I was thinking maple was like a fall flavor, and I don't know if this is a regular flavor they have or like a seasonal flavor. So, anyway, I'm glad I got this. I think it's quite good. I think these yellow leaves in the yard is the closest we're gonna get to like autumn leaves. Alright, it's October 29th, and welcome to this super weird camera angle. So I'm going to try to make a soda float out of the lychee, is it called ramoon, I think? Is what this? Yeah, ramoon. I've seen some people make a soda float out of ramoon before. This is like, we've gone from I was trying to do things autumn related to just like, well, this could be interesting, so let's just show this. Okay, don't really want to, I could always Google how to open these if I end up ripping the instructions, but there is instructions. Oh, nice, I didn't rip it too bad. There are instructions on there, so the one thing that I'm not entirely sure about is if I'm going to be able to pour this into a glass, or if that will be a problem since it has the little marble in the top. But let's see, remove the seal from the top, detach the plunger from the center of the cap. Oh. Okay, there we go. Place the plunger on top of the bottle, press down firmly with the base of your palm to release the marble. Okay, I think I do it like this. Okay, there we go. Now I'm hoping I'm going to be able to pour this in here. Oh yeah, that works great. Okay, I wasn't sure how the marble would work. I was worried that the marble would go up to the top and I wouldn't be able to pour it out. Because I think the whole point of the marble is so like if you turn it upside down it will not let the soda all run out. So, but yeah, that worked great. Alright, let's get some ice cream in here. I did have the soda in the fridge, but I think it's been out for a little while, so I'm just gonna put 1 or 2 ice cubes in here just to try to, well, the other ones are being a little stubborn, so we might just have 1. This ice cream specifically is so good with the melon soda float. So I'm hoping that it will be good with the lychee soda float as well. Can you see anything on camera? I'm very aware that this is not like an autumn flavor, but I thought it would be interesting. So just thought I'd have that as part of our little me trying to be interesting video here. I figured out that most of the stuff I do that's interesting, that's not something that I filmed to do separate videos on, are just like me eating something that's vaguely interesting. There's like, it's barely any autumn leaves out, there's like hardly anything autumn-like going on. So it's just me with a lychee float. The lychee flavor is pretty subtle, but that's good. Not too sweet. It's a pleasant taste to it. It doesn't have like that really sweet kick that the melon does. I think that maybe there might be another lychee soda out there that might be a little bit sweeter, but this one, it is very good, but it is a little bit, like it doesn't have a super, like, punching flavor. So, if you were thinking about, you wanted it to be super just in your face, like, really strong, like, syrupy flavor, that does not have that, but it is still good. Alright, it is the day before Halloween. We've got this very large, nice pumpkin here. I'm just gonna paint on some kind of a face. I think basically just like a really classic jack-o'-lantern type face. When I was young, we would all carve a pumpkin, but they last a lot. They last a lot longer when you don't actually carve them. So then we started at some point painting them, and a few Halloweens ago, you could just wipe the paint right off if you have like a wet paper towel. I don't know why, like, my voice keeps trying to, like, my throat keeps sounding like I have something stuck in it. But we had a few Halloweens ago, there was a pumpkin that we got in, probably October, maybe like September, and it lasted all the way to Valentine's Day. So you get a little more bang for your buck if you don't actually carve out the pumpkin, although, I mean, that's a very traditional activity, and you get to put a light in the pumpkin and all that, so I'm not trying to diss on that, but I'm gonna start doing, just kind of mapping out where I want different things, and I can fill it in with more paint. I think I'm going to try to do kind of like some fangs. Do some more little teeth in there. I don't know. Gonna need to get a wet paper towel to wipe off some of these marks I'm making. I don't know if I like that or not. Can put little teeth on the bottom. Now I'm hoping I can just kind of go in here and clean out where the teeth are. Oh yeah, that works really well. Try to clean up a few of these lines. Seems like Halloween just kind of snuck up. That's kind of one of those things, like when you're preparing for it and thinking about it and seeing stuff about it for so long, then when it actually happens, it's kind of like, oh, what? It's here? Especially, oh, I just moved the camera, sorry. Especially like in the Midwest where it's been so hot. Up until like the last few days, it's cooled down a bit. And actually, like one day recently, it was kind of cold actually. But other than that, it's been really hot, so it just hasn't even felt like it's autumn at all. It's just kind of like I'm not ready to get in the like that. It's hot out. Like I'm not ready to get in the mood of like not only is it autumn, but like Halloween's here, and then it's gonna be over for another year. Alright, let's try to get these teeth in here. And then when Halloween's over, then it's time to start getting ready for spooky Christmas and Krampus night. It's on, I think it's either the 5th or 6th of December, so that comes before Creepy Christmas. So that's one nice thing, is that it's not all of the spooky holidays, or like after Halloween's done, then it's just all over. Like there are other things to look forward to. But it still just feels weird, like it's, like I said, it's just it being hot out. It's kind of like, I feel like I didn't get to have the, like, it's the end of October and it's the, you know, Halloween vibes and all like foggy, cold out, autumn morning, and like that whole, it's really more of like when people think of like how Halloween is supposed to be and all that, it's very much like a New England or like Pacific Northwest kind of idea of like what the temperature is going to be like and all of that. Like out in like hotter parts, then it's just kind of like, did Halloween happen? Because it's still hot out and it's the end of October. Don't feel like I got my perfect like hocus pocus. Like I said, like the whole like it's the foggy morning and it's chilly out and there's the autumn leaves and all that. Like I kind of wish I had gotten to experience that. It seems like usually at least we have a maple tree in the yard and it seems like usually at least that has a little bit of color on it, but this year just absolutely nothing. I think I've already shown in the footage, there's like this one pathetic tree in the neighbor's yard that has a few yellow leaves on it, but otherwise is completely green, and that's like the only autumn leaves I've seen. So it just like, I don't know at what point it's gonna, like, the plants are gonna decide that it's autumn, if that's ever going to happen. Maybe that will be like at the end of November or something, I don't know. Alright, I think this is looking pretty good. I'll probably off camera end up cleaning up like a few little things here or there and like filling in where it's extra black. Like I want it to be really black and there's some kind of streaks there right now. I think I'm gonna make the eyes be a little bit bigger. So I just kind of put them there to just kind of got them a size where I could map things out, but I think I do want them to be a little bit bigger. Can't think of like what else really to talk about. Hopefully the audio is fine. I'm not speaking directly into like the camera like I usually am when I'm this close to the camera, or further away for that matter. I'm just kind of like beside the camera, so in kind of an echoey room, so hopefully it sounds fine. It kind of, I realized at some point I didn't actually really do, oops, I scraped a little bit of the paint off. I didn't really do a true like Halloween craft project on the channel. Like I usually, like for Halloween, I usually end up just like showing like what's out there, and like there's some different cool things that you could purchase if you wanted at the different stores, and like their Halloween displays and all that, which I love doing that. But I realized afterward, after doing that for as long as they were coming out with stuff, then I'm like, it's like Halloween and I didn't actually do any sort of like, because I tend to not actually do really like, I think I'll try to put in like, usually I'll put paint in like where it kind of looks like you've cut the top off. I think I'm going to do something like that, but kind of try to have a little bit of like a Dracula hairline. I don't actually do a lot of stuff that's very like, specifically like Halloween autumn on the channel, or like in just when I'm doing like projects for like myself. I realized like I usually try to keep it very much like a non-autumn Halloween type of look, and have it be very much like an all year round, like spooky, just gothic, maybe kind of vampire-like looking. So I figured out afterwards, it's like I didn't actually do anything on the channel that was like, let's make something that looks like a Halloween thing or something. So hopefully no one was hoping for that. The stuff that I have, I like to keep just out year round. Like even like my Christmas tree I have in a corner up just year round. I like to, for some reason it seems like to me like spooky Christmas, like I do take some things down after the season's over and like put things up when the season comes around again, but a lot of the things that I do for like spooky winter, they're just sort of like generally gothic looking or kind of like based on folklore stuff. So to me, for some reason, it seems like that is more like year round than like the really autumny stuff. So like when I'm getting stuff for myself or making things for myself, I usually end up not actually doing very much that's like a really like classic Halloween type of vibe, because I just like to keep up all my stuff all year round and be able to see it and all that. But it did dawn on me afterwards, I could have done some sort of like, try to make some sort of like paper mache pumpkin monster or something. That probably could have been interesting if I had figured out how I wanted to do it. And by the time I thought of that, I didn't have enough time to do it before Halloween. But maybe some other time. I mean, that type of thing, like, I could do at any point in the year as well, if I wanted to. I might be able to put a little bat up here. And there is our 2025 Halloween pumpkin. I think probably for Halloween we'll end up putting it out on the porch. But anyway, there is that. Alright, so thanks for watching, and hope you found this at least somewhat interesting. Like I said, it's very different than what I usually do, so I have no idea how, like, how much people will like this or whatever, but thought I'd try out something a little new, and yeah, just thanks for watching, and happy nearly Halloween. Maybe it is Halloween when this is getting posted, I'm not sure, but happy Halloween somewhere in the zeitgeist. Hope you are, or are about to have, or are having, or had a good Halloween, and until next time, stay spooky.